everybody. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure that I got the message across to people. I was trying to get some light too. Hi. Hi, everybody. I was just wanting to get on here. I'm sorry. You guys aren't all here yet. Talking. Hi, Diana. Hi, Paige. Hi, Tanya. Tanya. Is it Tanya or Tanya? I think it's Tanya. Marie. TJ Paranormal. Hi. Hi, everybody. Yeah, I was just on another live stream for a few minutes, and I happened to look at my sub count real quick, and I noticed that I just hit 301 subs. It's been less than 2 months. Oh, that's okay, TJ. Have a good one, hun. Thanks for stopping and showing love. Yeah, it was just a, semi-quick live stream. I wasn't even planning on going live today or whatever, but when I noticed that I kind of hit like a milestone, I wanted to at least come on and say thank you guys very much for all the love and support. You guys are amazing. And I absolutely love doing this. I never thought that, I would be doing YouTube or making videos or even, I guess, sharing my abilities with people. It took me a long time to have, I guess, the confidence in it. Hi, Jacqueline. Hi, Lenny. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming. So I'm like knowing that, it's been a, new thing for everybody, but I'm like, Patty and Marie, today is Miss Patty's birthday, but it's also my boyfriend Keith's birthday, so when he gets home from work, we're going to go out to dinner tonight. I'm like, oh, my hair is driving me crazy today. I'm about to hop in the shower, my hair's going nuts. But, yeah, my boyfriend turns 45 today, so we're going to have a going out to dinner. Okay, Catherine, have a good one, honey. Good luck. Yeah, he gets out of work at like 6, but when Lily gets out of school at 4, she's going with her grandparents for the weekend because she's going to their church to help with food baskets for the needy and homeless. And they build baskets for them and then send them off, so then that way people have food for Thanksgiving, and I think it's awesome that she's a part of that. It definitely brings me a lot of joy knowing that my kid shares her love with people. She's kind-hearted like that, and I love her for it. But, yeah, I wanted to go live and say thank you to people and let them know that, I'm here. Oh, Joy, thanks for coming, honey. Hi, Elizabeth. And... ooh, hold on. Getting messenger stuff. It blocks my internet when it comes through during the live stream. But yeah, I was trying to find my selfie stick. I don't know where my daughter put it. Hi, Marie. I'm good, thanks. A little tired. Had a little bit of a situation yesterday. Hold on. I was trying to find my selfie stick real quick so I didn't have to hold you guys all crooked. Hold on a second. Let me put this down. Oh. Oop. I don't shut my phone off. There we go. Yeah. That's a little better, but... okay. There we go. That better. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, Lily's going with her grandparents. Thank you. And I gotta pack up her bag real quick and then hop in the shower and stuff. So I'm like, but I hit 300 subs about 15 minutes ago or so. So I wanted to come live and let you guys know that I'm really thankful for that. And I want to try to make a video this weekend, but I had to bring my laptop to a computer place, whatever, to get fixed, because I guess my computer caught a virus of some kind or something in it. I don't know. So it's got to get cleaned out and all that jazz. So if I use my digital camera to record anything, I can't upload on it until I get my laptop back. And I talked to them, and they said it may not be till Monday or Tuesday before I get it back. So thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, band runners. Nice to see you. Yeah, I may not be getting it back until sometime next week. So for now, I got to do the live streams, and she's doing good, Marie. She's at school right now. She gets home in a couple hours. Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell you guys. Yesterday at about 4:30, 5 o'clock, sorry, I is bugging me. I really haven't slept yet a whole lot. Yesterday I got a little kind of overabundance of sleep, I guess you could say. Hey, Angie, nice to see you, honey. What's up? When's my candle coming? But I had a little I don't know, like I wasn't feeling very well. Like last night after the live stream, I was feeling absolutely fine, but then when I went to sleep, like I kind of woke up and I was stuffed up and I kind of felt like I was getting sick. Okay, cool, honey. Thank you. Yeah, I can't wait to have my white sage candle. You guys, if you don't know who Angie the Green-Eyed Angel is, you need to sub her up and go see her. She's amazing. And even if you guys don't really care for like tarot card readings or anything like that, she makes the most beautiful candles. They smell so good. I mean, literally, like, I could go to a grocery store right now and find, like, a Yankee candle or something, whatever, and hers are 10 times better than that. They're just better. And I bought some sage wax melts from her, and they are, like, the sweet scent sage, so they don't smell like the actual herb, which is amazing, because I'm like, my daughter can't stand the smell of the actual, sage stick, but she likes the smell of the sage wax melts, which is really good, because in that way, like when I do spirit box sessions or I do anything like that, I use those while she's around. That way it's not bothering her so much. Like I'll do my own sage with my equipment and stuff, and then I'll burn the wax melt, so then that way it stays in with the candle. But yeah, I bought a cucumber melon candle from her and sage wax melts, and that cucumber melon, I mean, like literally it smelled like the body wash that I have. It smelled so good. The blackberry sage is awesome. Oh yeah, I haven't tried that one yet or smelled that one yet, but I need a white candle though, because I have like little flower white candles or whatever, and I want something that I can bring with me to light to keep sage and a white light with me. So that's what I was looking for, for protection. Hey Em, thanks for coming, babe girl. Yeah, my mom wasn't feeling so good yesterday, and I did get, some extra sleep yesterday, because like I woke up at like 9:30 in the morning. I was up for like an hour or so, and then I was like, I don't know, I fell back asleep. I was super tired or whatever, and I wasn't feeling very good. Got back up. Thank you, Cammie. And I got back up, and then it was like I fell back asleep for a little bit, and then it was like I didn't wake up until like 1:30. And then I get a phone call from my mom, and she's not feeling so good, and just, I don't know, like she just kind of called me, and stuff, and she's telling me that like, her knees are swollen, she's not feeling very good. So I got dressed, cleaned up, ran over to her house, and I went grocery shopping for her and did a few errands and stuff, and then I, to stay there and check on her, and she started to feel a little better after I picked up her meds and, helped her to kind of stay off of it, which is awesome. I'm glad that she was feeling better. But it was like then, while I was at the grocery store though, they didn't have what I was looking for Keith for his birthday. So after I left her house, I ran to Walmart at like 11:30 at night And I did not leave Walmart until almost 1 o'clock in the morning. So by the time I got home, it was already going on 1:30. And then it just felt like I didn't sleep. Like I couldn't fall back asleep for some reason. And every time I tried to lay down, it's just like, that's funny, Angie. But it's like, for some reason, I just couldn't fall back asleep. And now it's going on noon. And I feel like all I want to do is take a nap. So, hi, Michelle. Thanks for coming, hon. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I need a nap. Yeah, it did. It was like, I got, like, busy with stuff. Then it was like, because, like, right before I left to go to my mom's, Lily was cleaning her room. I was trying to get stuff picked up around the house. I had just started dinner when she called me. So it was like doing that. Then now, thank you, Paige. And, I have to still pack Lily's bag for, her grandparents' house for the weekend. So I'm just like, a lot of stuff to do. So I'm gonna pack her bag, and then I think before she gets home from school, I'm gonna take a nap for a little bit, and then spend some time with her before she goes with her grandparents. Hey, hen kid. Yeah, it's just one of those things. Like you can start to tell that, like, my voice is getting a little rasp, which means that I'm tired and I haven't slept. So. But it'll be fine. I'll take a nap on the couch or something for like an hour, and I'll be refreshed again, and then I'll just go to bed early tonight. Not a big deal. I mean, it's my boyfriend's birthday, so we'll go out to dinner and then probably just come home. So if we come home, whatever, we'll just chill here. And, you know, he basically looks at it as like another day. You know, he doesn't think about it as anything more than that. So I'm like, but I got him a gift. He wanted a light for his truck. I know. Sub up Angie. She's almost to 1,000 peeps. We're trying to get her there. So let's get her to 1,000, okay? You could put your link in here, honey. I don't mind if people put their links in my channel. Sub it up. Get what you can. Yeah, I will. I'll be getting a nap here in a few. But yeah, he wanted this light for his truck. Something, I think it goes on like the inside underneath the steering wheel, like the under dash or whatever that is there for extra light or something. And I wanted to get him one of those drones because I was talking to him about it, and he wants to be able to have more time with me and Lily, like on the weekend, like if we go and film and videotape. Like, he's not really like interested per se in the paranormal, but when I catch stuff, he's like, oh wow, really? You know, so it's almost like it gets his attention, and he wanted to be able to have like a little bit more of like a role in it. And so I was thinking about getting one of those drones, so then that way he can help me do like aerial view shots of places, and then that way I can add it into the video. And so, working on it. I need to get a little bit better of a camera though. So I'm like, when tax time comes around, I plan on getting a better camera. But, you know, I don't know, maybe God will bless me with winning the lotto that I don't ever get to play because I don't have enough money to play it. And then I'll just randomly win, and then I can just do everything I want. But no, I'm thinking about, you know, it just depends on what goes on, because obviously if my daughter needs something, you know, she's going to come first before I do anything. So, but I'm pretty sure that I'm going to have enough for the camera I want, because I literally looked at Walmart last night, and the camera I want is like $500 and some, and that's just for the camera. Like a little case that it comes with, like the rechargeable battery, things like that, or whatever. And I'll tell you what, I looked on Amazon, and for the same price, you get the camera, you get 2 different lenses, you get like SD cards, flash drives, a case, tripod, an extended light for nighttime views. You get all this extra stuff, and I'm like, for the same price, I'm like, I'm ordering it on Amazon. Are you kidding me? I'm like, I'm not going to pass that up. I'm like, why would I just get the camera when I can get everything else? No. She's going to help the needy. You're an adult. You gotta help yourself. I'm just kidding, man. No, I'm hoping that you get out today. I'm glad that you told me that you were getting out because I've been thinking about you. Yep, that's where I got my fancy recorder. Yep. Yeah, I bought my spirit box, so I got that out of the way. That was something I wanted to do, and then I bought a new speaker for it, so then that way it would enhance it. Hi, Tanya. Hi, Kool-Aid. What's up, fam? Yeah, I ended up getting a few things, and then Liliana's phone broke. It cracked in the middle, and so when she was swiping, the glass, like when it gets cracked in the spot where it hits, it's almost like it's shredded glass right there. So I ended up finding out that I no longer had insurance on my phones after I switched to this family plan through Boost. So they wouldn't cover the phone that I bought and that broke. So I was livid. So I went to Walmart, got her a Motorola E4 or something like that. It's a really nice phone. It was like $49.99 or something like that, whatever. But I got it, and then I got a $7 2-year warranty through Walmart, and it covers everything but lost or stolen. So I was like, I can't take the risk of not having insurance on a 10-year-old's phone. But because we don't have a home phone, and if something happens and I'm not here or something, whatever, I want her to have it for emergencies and stuff. So, but I got her phone, and then eventually I don't know yet, but I think I'm going to have to upgrade my phone eventually here, and Boost told me that I'm due for an upgrade. So I should be able to they said something about like I have like a $50 credit or something like that, or some sort of discount with my upgrade. Like I get like a certain amount that I can use towards a phone, and then I just have to pay the difference. Yep. Oh, thank you, Amy. Nice to see you, honey. Thanks for stopping. Yeah, I'm really happy. I'm excited. My goal, fam, that's the reason why I hit up my channels that I moderate so much is because my goal is to hit 1,000 by January 1st. I'm trying to start the new year out with a bang. So I'm like, that's what I want to do is try to have 1,000 subs, so then that way the views go up, and then I can start doing like the super chat or the monetization and things like that, because I'm like, I really want to do that. And I like the idea of it because eventually, when you're doing this, because you technically partner with YouTube, but it's almost like you're your own boss. So it's like, you get to kind of make your own hours, and you get to make your own time. You know what I mean? And I'm like, and anybody who's a mother knows that time is the most important valued item that you have. I'm like, you can't even put a dollar amount on time. And it's like, I want to be able to be to that point in my life one day where I can just say, you know what, I'm still able to spend time with my kid and still make money at something. And it's like, I plan on any money that I do get to put back into my channel. So it would be for equipment, it would be for gas to get to a location. You know what I mean? And I'm like, you never hear anybody go to their grave saying that they wish they had more money. They always say, well, I wish I had more time. So that's my biggest thing, is the value of time. Thank you, Paul. Yeah, I want to be able to get to that point though, because I'm like, it's not necessarily about the donation part of it like that. I'm just glad that you guys stop in, that you guys are friends of mine, that you guys care, you know what I mean, that you show up and you say hi, you show your love. And that to me, whatever, is important. And it's like I don't expect anybody who can't afford it to donate or do super chats or anything like that. But I do hope that they would share the video, that they would slap a like on it, that they'd comment and say, hey, great job, or something. And if that AdSense and stuff, if they do, if YouTube partners with you and they pay you, then it's almost like you're working for yourself, but you're making money doing it, or something like that. Or you're working with a partner, but you're making money. So, I'm like, that to me, I think is the most important thing is that I don't expect people to donate. I'm like, I'd rather they donate their time, and it's like that to me is more important. But if I could partner with YouTube to make money with them and through them, they're a corporation, they're a business, they have employees, you know what I mean? They're just like that. So you're not taking from your fams, like the people that show up. Like, I don't know. I mean, as much as I think it's great that they do that and like they're helpful like that, I'm like, I would never expect somebody to do that. But yeah, Marie, if you're sore, I'm sorry to hear that. I understand though. I understand your pain. I do. Pain is not fun. It's not. Last night after walking through Walmart and stuff, I was like, I got home and I'm like, my feet were on fire. And I was like, my back was killing me. After I did that grocery shopping for my mom, though, I'm like, it was like $125 of groceries that I carried in all by myself, bagged myself, took out to the car and unloaded. I'm like, by the time I got back to my mom's, I was like, oh my God. Yep. I'm like, that's hard. I'm like, and then just the lifting alone is like, oh. Aw, thank you, Hen Kid. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm like, I noticed too that like, I mean, people work during the day. They don't always have time to, come to live streams and do all that, and they got their own families and all that. I'm like, but I noticed that like, I do notice that there's people that will watch the video later on, or they'll stop in and leave a comment like, hi, I just wanted to show my love, I'm sorry I missed the live stream, or whatever it is. And I'm like, that to me is awesome, because then at least it shows that you care. Gotta make that money. Oh, Marie, what you making me for dinner? What am I having? If you tell me like haggis or something, I'm gonna throw up. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, anything that happens that like seems like a negative in your life, sometimes you just gotta find the positive in it. So if you get to catch up on videos, if you get to catch up on writing out your bills, if you get to do that 5 minutes of meditation, whatever it is that you find, you know what I mean? It's like getting clean, listening to the radio, whatever it is that you want to do. Sometimes that's always good too. Interested in what you have to say and others. Oh, thank you. You don't know what you're making yet? Yeah, I don't even know. I haven't decided yet. I'm like, since I'm taking Keith out tonight for dinner, I'm taking him out because it's his birthday. So I'm like, I haven't really decided yet, because I'm like, there's a couple of places that we like I can't like afford like Olive Garden or something like that, where it's like, $50 a plate, but they've got like Applebee's, Chili's. There's another restaurant around here too, whatever, but I'm gonna give him the couple of options and let him choose. If I hadn't been for you, I don't know what I would have done. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate you guys too, and I've been praying for you, Hen Kid. I'm like, I know that you've been dealing with a rough deal, and that's too much for one person to bear. And I don't, I guess, I'm glad that, to be honest with you, I'm glad that you're in a hospital, that you're getting the treatment that you need, that you're getting balanced back out, and it's helping you. And that, that's all anybody can pray for, whatever, because like when you go through some of the tragedies that people go through, and it's hard. It really is, and it takes a toll, and you don't realize the energy that gets sucked out of you from that. And it's like especially what Hen Kid had to go through. I mean, my heart goes out to you, and I don't know, I can't imagine that. It's like, I think that would be too much for one person to bear, so I don't blame you for having a momentary lapse of breakdown. But, I guess I'm just finally happy to be in my own skin. like meeting Patty, meeting Marie and them, having them kind of finally see that it's almost like being able to watch them and see them open up to people, share their life, their pain, their sorrow, but share their gifts, their abilities, and their love. It really did inspire me to go, you know what? I've always been a pretty happy and confident person. And I've always been kind of like the person that's like a center of attention, like kind of, I guess, life of the party kind of person, more like that, whatever. But like, I never realized that people would actually believe me, that I have these gifts. Like, once in a while, like my closer friends that I have, they would see some of these things sometimes, or like hear me talk about it sometimes, or be a witness to it, and then they'd believe me. But it's almost like when you start talking to people about it, they think you're crazy, or they think you're full of shit. And it's like, no. And it's like, finally, it's almost like those two ladies opened up my eyes, because watching them, seeing how they were, it was almost like finally somebody realizes what I've been feeling, what I've been dealing with my whole life, that I just kept quiet because I didn't want people to think I was stupid. And then they're the ones that were like, I'm like, they're like, you should start a YouTube channel. You should do this because you have abilities. You can do this. Yeah, see, I don't, it's not that I care about what people think. See, I don't care what people think. What it is I care about how I'm perceived sometimes. You know what I mean? Because it's like, if you come across as crazy, then they try to mess with your life. You know what I mean? And that, to me, I can't stand. I don't want Lily to be a target, like, oh, your mom's crazy, or, she's full of shit. She's just lying to people or whatever. And it's like, nope. I'm like, I tell you guys every time I turn on that spirit box, oh, thank you, Paige. You have a good day, honey. I love you. Every time I turn on that box, whatever, I always tell people, I can't promise you what's going to come out of there. Like, I can't make your family members come. You know what I mean? Like, I can't force them. All I can do is ask. And I'm like, if something comes through and they choose to come through and communicate or whatever, and your message or your question gets answered, fantastic. You know what I mean? That's the goal. You know what I mean? That's the beauty of it, is you want to have that goal, you want to have that answer. And that, to me, is awesome. I got complete validation last night. As a matter of fact, I was like, when I got home and I was kind of sitting here, whatever, I finally got home and I was able to, like, eat something and relax after all this running and whatever. And I'm like, I sat down and whatever, and I started kind of watching something, and a new fam of mine, I told you guys about her. Her name is Donna the Fam 47. She's been on a couple of the live streams lately, but Charlie White Wolf introduced me to her, and she was on the Spirit Box session the other night, and she got a lot of validation through that box by me asking for her son, and I mean a lot. I mean, he came through because I felt it, because I'm like, my heart was racing. I mean, like, my face got really flushed. I had to tell the spirit to kind of back off me and use the electronics because I could feel it. I mean, like, I was hot. And I'm like, yes, spirit feels cold when you feel it, like when they walk through you or you walk past them. But when they're trying to use your energy to manifest or to speak, it makes you warm. It's a whole different topic conversation. So I'm like, they make you warm, like you feel warm, like head to toe. Like, it's like they're taking every ounce of energy out of you just to be able to do that. And I'm like, I had to tell them to back off last night, because it was starting to affect me. Like, my chest, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, I felt like my heart was beating and beating and beating. And it was crazy. And after I told them to back off and slow down, I'm like, it helped. It worked. But it was like... But Donna asked last night, she had messaged me and she had sent me a couple of videos of orbs that she had caught in her house, which was amazing. But she called me last night and she had a very detailed, we were on the phone for about 2 hours, and we had a very detailed conversation last night. And I was like, I was just impressed. Like, I love her accent. She's got the sweetest personality. And she's from Tennessee, so she's got that, like, bless your heart and y'all come back now, you hear kind of voice. And it's beautiful, and I love it. And she's got a stunning personality. And it's like, I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I meshed with her. Like, we got it. And I had a lot of fun talking to her last night, and when she told me a few things, whatever, she validated a few things at the box set or whatever, which I would, because I don't want to go into too much detail with that, even though there was a live stream and people were on there or whatever, I prefer that if Donna wants to tell her story, I'm going to let her do that, because it's not my place to tell, her son's story or her story, and so I'll allow her to do that. But she did come to me last night, and she did call me, and she told me that that there was a lot of questions answered, and that she got a lot of validation out of that. And I told her to use her headphones to listen back to any of the EVPs and see if she heard anything that maybe I didn't or I misinterpreted, because sometimes when you hear with your own ears, you don't always hear exactly what's said until you hear it back. But there was a lot of things, and like when she told me, there was this one part that was like talking about a dock or something like that, and we couldn't make it out, but she understood. You know, there's just a lot of things it validated, and I was like, I was so thankful that that happened. And you know, I don't always promise that stuff's gonna happen because I can't force it to happen. But the other day when I went to that cemetery too, Thursday, during my live stream, I didn't catch the part where I said this on my digital camera because that was turned off. Thank you, Mr. Dave. Shit. That's great. Oh, only if it's pecan, baby. Or triple berry pie, then we'll talk. But yeah, I had said on the live stream, I was like, alright, the spirit that I was communicating with my spirit box, I said, will you please stand in front of that tree for me so I can take a picture of you? And I said, I'd really appreciate it if you did. And I swear to God, the very first picture I took, there is a perfect circle light orb in front of that tree. And I have it marked, you know, stuff on the video where I took the pictures and I added them in at the end. And the very first picture, you can see the light orb in front of that tree. The second picture I took in the same spot, nothing there. And I was like, I actually thanked him. I said, you know, thank you for showing up and letting me take this picture. And it was like, it was beautiful. I actually got an EVP that I heard later on after I was doing that, and it said, she's very peaceful. And I was like, I try to be. And then that's not the first time I heard that this week, because Charlie told me whatever that he felt that with his abilities that I also was a peacemaker. So I was like, that does sound like me, because I'm very good at being able to understand 2 points of view. Like, I don't always go based on what one person says. Like, if there's two people to tango, you know what I mean? Like, you got to have 2 points of view in order to understand the full story. So there's always what one person says, and then what one person says, what the second person says, and then what really happened. And what really happened is what you have to determine. So I'm like, I know I'm an empath. I know I am. I know I can see aura. I know that I do have occasions where I have foresight. I do see things sometimes, like where it's like a vision. I don't always know when that's going to happen or if it even will happen. But if you talk to Caleb or K-Dog, he'll tell you. I had a vision about where he was going to find his grandpa's keys. And they were in the exact spot that I told him. Yeah, there's always 3 sides to a story. It's always what one person says, what the second person says, and then what really happened. But, I don't know everything. I'm not I'm still learning some of my skills and abilities too. And it took me talking to Patty and Marie to find out what some of the stuff even meant. Talking to Boomer from Breaking Bread with the Dead. I mean, like, he really did help. I did a video chat with him one day. Thank you, James. Hi, buddy. And I did a one-on-one like video chat with him, and he contacted my dad, and we had a long conversation and stuff, and he was very, very good at explaining some things to me and helping me understand my gifts and abilities as he saw them as a clairvoyant. And what's really crazy is he tells me, and mind you, this is the first time me and him ever video chat, and he had met me just the night before in Patty's live stream. And this watch is nowhere on Facebook. Like, this watch was sitting in my jewelry box since my dad died. And there is no, as far as I know, there's no recollection of this watch on my Facebook page whatsoever. And there's no way for someone to be able to find out this information. Like, he would have had to be here during my whole life. But my dad came through to him, and he told him that I have jewelry of his, or that, like, I wear jewelry of his every day. And what's really crazy is that ever since he passed, I have worn his wedding band his wedding band every day since the day he passed. And I've only taken it off a very small handful of times for, like, you know, like cooking, like certain cooking, like with meat or playing with slime with Lily or something, whatever. Other than that, I keep it on all the time. And he said, there is a piece of jewelry that you wear of his all the time, but there's a piece of jewelry that you have that he's attached to, and it's what keeps him around. And he described my dad's watch in detail. And he said, he goes, I'm seeing an elastic band, a metal elastic band. And then he goes, I'm seeing like it's silver but with gold going down the middle. Mind you, he told me this. And he's standing, you know, he's kind of sitting at his chair, like on this video chat, kind of going like this, like there's jewelry, like he's, you know, shaking something, you know, like, and it, like, this mannerism is just like, you know, like he's trying to show me like a necklace, a ring, a watch. And then he goes, it's a watch. And then he goes, I can't see the color of the front face of the watch, but it's a darker color. And then he goes, I think it's green. Green was my dad's favorite color. So this face has a green face to it. This watch is silver and gold. And it was my dad's watch that he wore every day. He took it off at night. He put it on his dresser. And he picked it back up in the morning after a shower for work, and he put it right back on. Every day. Like clockwork. And it was very crazy or whatever, but he validated a lot of things. And he even told me, your dad will communicate with you if you use a spirit box, because he didn't know that I wanted to buy one or that I could use one or if I even had one. And he said to me that my dad came through to him and told him that I've been trying to communicate with him somehow. And that he kept saying something about a box. And he's like, he goes, are you trying to get one of those spirit boxes like Patty has? And I was like, yeah. And he said, well, your dad said that if you do, he'll talk to you. And I was like, you guys know during the live streams, whatever, and stuff that I've been telling you, I've been saving for one for months. And then I finally got it. Hey, Kyoko, how you doing, honey? Thank you for coming. Hi, Princess Kaya. Yeah, it was just amazing. You know what I mean? It was amazing. And I'm like, it just validated a lot of things. And then he's the one that also, like, I knew that I could see the light auras. I knew that I had empath. I knew that I was an old soul. And I knew that I had some foresight abilities and things like that, or whatever, but he's the one that really put it into perspective and made me understand what they were. And then he also told me that my daughter has the gift of sight, which was awesome. See, now you guys can ask K-Dog. He's here. Can't stay long. I'm at work. Love you much. Yeah, love you too, buddy. Thanks for coming. Tell them about the thing that happened with the keys. I was just telling them about the foresight. I have a penny. It's been made flat. It has a prayer on it. It was my grandmother's. I keep it in my wallet. That's awesome, Elizabeth. I had a flat penny made at a hotel I stayed at, whatever, and it just crushed it down, whatever, with a design. It didn't have a prayer on it, but it just had a little design. It was really cool. But yeah, I was just telling them about how I found out about my foresight abilities and stuff, and then that one day that you asked about your keys or whatever, and I had that vision of them and you found them. So I was like, it's amazing, like, just how this stuff comes, you know what I mean? And like, it's random, and you never know when it's gonna happen. You don't know why it happens. It just happens. It's like there's times where you hear things, like my mom used to tell me that too, like where I would say like, huh? And, and she'd be like, I didn't say anything. And I'm like, are you sure? Because I could have sworn you just said Jamie. And, whatever, out of nowhere. Like, stuff like that. Like, little stuff like that where it's like those little, like, aha moments. Or, like, those sucker punch gut feelings that you get when you know something just ain't right. You just know it's not right. Whatever it is, you just feel it. And you feel it head to toe. Like, your whole body is just like, And it's like, I've had that sensitivity my whole life. It was even hard for me to go to parties sometimes because, like, I couldn't be in big groups of people like that, whatever, because I would feel, like, if they were sad, mad, whatever it was, I could feel it. And if that got overwhelming, like, I couldn't be there for long. I'd be there for, like, a half hour, and then I'd have to go. So, yeah, really quick. My grandpa passed away, and supposedly he had a key to an attic, and, well, here's the thing. Wait, how was it? Oop. Here's the thing. We could not find the keys for nothing. Well, Jamie, she said she had a real sense of something. We found them in the closet that we didn't even think to look because Jamie told me about the closet. It was really cool. It's in my mom and dad's house. We didn't even know that the keys would be there. Yeah, I think they found it in the pants pocket of one of his grandfather's clothes in there, whatever, and that's the vision I had. I told him that I kept seeing like an older style farmhouse with a barn in the backyard that wasn't painted red. It was a little run down, and that there was a hidden staircase, and like a closet. It was kind of like your older style staircase where you walk around it and there's like a door in it where there's like a closet. And I kept telling him that it had, like, old hardwood floor with, like, a carpet remnant on it. And then you walk in there, whatever, and there was clothes in there that were his grandfather's. And I kept hearing the sound, too, of jingling. Like somebody jingling their keys or change or something. And I kept telling, after I had that vision, whatever, I don't even know what his grandparents look like. I've never met him in person. I've never seen his family's house. I have no idea how I even knew that. And it just happened to me random. Just like that. As soon as I heard about the keys, it was like literally like this flash went boom, boom, boom. And then later on, I heard jingling. Like, I kept hearing the sound of keys rattling. And then I said, yeah, I was like, they're in a pair of old clothes of your grandfather's that are in that closet. And sure enough, he messages me a couple days later, and he's like, you're not going to believe this. And I'm like, what? And he goes, I gotta tell you something. And I was like, what? And he goes, you were right. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, really. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, that's the first time in my entire life that I ever had a validation for a foresight that I had. Ever. Never once have I ever had a validation for that until Caleb. So I was like, that was outstanding. That was like the most incredible feeling to know that I did that. Like, I knew that. And I don't know why. Thank you. Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, You know how you feel. Yeah, you get that way sometimes. Yeah, that like gut feeling or that feeling of like you just shouldn't or whatever. I'm like a lot of women and mothers have that gut instinct, like they know not to do something, or like they feel it like through their bones, like they're just like probably not a good idea. But there's like this almost like gut check where it's almost like your whole body feels it, and it's almost like you don't know how to explain it, but it's almost like you just know that that person is straight up evil. And because I can see their aura, I can usually tell if they're evil before I even I get that gut instinct, but I also see like the darker their aura is, the more evil they are. And that's just how I put two and two together. But I had this one time where this guy walked up to me, and he was really friendly at first, and I didn't think anything of him outside of, he just seemed like a normal regular guy or whatever. And all of a sudden I shook his hand, and then it was almost like everything just went boom, 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 boom. And it was like all of a sudden I just saw this darkness around him, and I looked up at him, and I'm just like, and I literally just kind of stepped back, and I'm like, you're a liar. And he's like, what? And I'm like, you're a liar. And he's like, what? And I'm like, dude. I'm like, I can't talk to you. And he's like, why? And I'm like, I just can't. And it was almost like, this guy was like a demon walking around in a man's body. And it was the craziest damn thing I had ever seen in my life. I mean, that guy had nothing but like black around him. And it was like, at first it was almost like he masked it somehow, like I didn't see it, and it was like, but as soon as I shook his hand and I felt it, I was like, it felt like I got jolted, like something just like went and it was crazy. Yep. And it's like, it was like, it's crazy though. And I'm like, you see these horror movies and stuff, whatever, and it's like, and they can scare you pretty good. You know what I mean? Like, they can make a ghost, look pretty damn scary, or like some of these like demon looking things. I mean, trust me, they can give you nightmares. But it's like when you feel that, and then you don't know why you feel that for all this time, whatever, and nobody ever explained it to you, and you never had somebody just say, it's true, this is right, this happened, you are right. It's like, it's amazing when you finally get validation, when you finally get somebody who goes, you know what, I know exactly what you're feeling. I've been dealing with this my whole life, and now I finally have somebody to talk to about it. And I'm like, it's amazing, and I'm just like, and now I've got 300 people that are new friends and fam of mine who I can talk to about it as well, because they know and they see it. I'm trying. His hand, once he was related by marriage, saw all black. I started shaking all over. Found out years later that he was. Yep, absolutely. Yep, absolutely. I had an image once when I shook him. I shook somebody's hand or whatever to meet him, and I got this image. It was like a quick like I'm shaking their hand or whatever, and it was almost like as soon as they shook my hand, like it was almost like this quick vision, like a flash, and I literally saw him backhanding a child, like backhanding like a 4-year-old, and I saw him like striking a kid down with his hands. And that's the vision I got. And I looked over at the child that was sitting in the cart or whatever at the grocery store or whatever after I shook his hand, and I saw the kid or whatever, and I looked at that kid, and I was like putting two and two together, and I looked at him, and I was like, I literally said to him out loud, I was like, don't you ever put your hands on that kid ever again. And he looked at me like I was crazier than a bag of dog shit. I don't know. It was crazy. But he gave me the strangest look I ever seen in my life. And I just looked at him and I said, don't you ever put your hands on that kid ever again. And he's like almost like he didn't know what to say. But I mean, like, literally, like, I saw it. Like, it was almost like I saw him go, BAM! And, like, I could literally, like, see the impact that he did. And this child was, like, 3 or 4. So, this 40-year-old man striking a kid that's 4 years old with, like, the power of fighting a dude his own size, I was pissed. Hey, Boston Jay. Thanks for coming in, fam. Hi, Sid's Angel. How you doing? But yeah, I'm like, it's only once in a while. I mean, I don't always feel that way or whatever, but I do, you know, there are times, whatever, when I get those real bad feelings about certain people. Like, I get that feeling like they just aren't good people. And, I mean, not everybody's perfect. I mean, not everybody is perfect. You know what I mean? I'm like, we're not all perfect, and I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I've said stupid things. You know, whatever. But I'm like, but I at least try to do the right thing, and I try to be a good person to people. You know what I mean? It's like I try to give the second chance. I try to think about it from a different perspective. But it's like, you know, I'm like, I know I'm not perfect, you know, and I know that I can, you know, I have my moments of, you know, I can judge. You know what I mean? I can say things and be stupid, but, you know, but I'm not evil. You know, and I'm like, I'm not evil. And I don't have vindictiveness, and I don't have, you know, that need to get even with people or anything like that. I'm like, I don't. I'm like, even if they do me wrong, I'm just like, well, I'm like, I guess it took that for them to get the hell out of my life. Peace out. See ya. So, I know, but I'm like, yeah, I just, I wanted to come live and tell you guys all thank you. I know I kind of got off the subject, but I don't know, it's just a lot of people ask me, like, so, yeah, I think it was, who was that, who said that they wanted to ask me questions. Thank you, Em. Yeah, I'm like, somebody was saying something about they wanted to be able to, Hen Kid, that's right. Yeah, she was saying that she wanted to ask me questions and stuff, or have, like, a Q&A thing, and I'm like, you guys are more than welcome to ask me any question you want. Like, I don't ever look at any question as, like, a dumb question at all, because, you know, the only dumb question is the one you don't ask, because if you're trying to seek an answer, and somebody might know the answer that you don't, I'm like, why wouldn't you? But I can't promise you that I know every answer, and that I know everything about death and afterlife. I'm like, I can't promise you that. I'm like, you know, it is. I've been, I was going to tell you guys that too. Hold on a second, who said that? Oh, Kaya, Lily is at school right now. She'll be home in about 2 hours or so. And, I was telling you guys that too. My laptop is in the shop right now getting fixed, and so, for now, I'm only going to be able to do live streams. But, at least until, like, next Monday or Tuesday. But what I was thinking is that, I wanted to possibly do, like, a setup where, because I have to use my phone to live stream. It's the only option I have, unless I use my laptop somehow to do, like, the webcam or something on it. But I'd have to do it somehow like that, or figure it out, whatever. But I want to be able to videotape it. But I was thinking about doing like maybe a 15 to 20 minute EVP session for, like, individuals, and then asking them to be able to at least type their consent to it, because you have to consent to be videotaped if you're doing a video chat. And so I want to make sure that if I did do that, if you choose not to do that, like if you do not want to be videotaped, all you have to do is just say, I don't want to be videotaped, I want an EVP session or whatever. So I would just probably put it in a live stream or something, or I would keep the camera off of you somehow if we were video chatting. Like, it would just be me and you, and I would leave the digital camera off. But I was considering doing that as, like, a one-on-one EVP session. I'm trying to get my laptop fixed, though, whatever. There was a virus in it. And I had to go a roundabout way. If it wasn't for Patty, I wouldn't have even been able to upload my haunted cemetery video. So thank God for Patty for knowing stuff I don't know about YouTube and Windows Live Movie Maker. Whether my mom comes through or not. Oh, absolutely, honey. Yeah, Special Girl isn't even the half of it, Kyle. That girl is amazing. She's my miracle. I mean, I know a lot of people say that kind of stuff, like where they say, oh, you know, she's my blessing, she's my miracle, you know, da 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 da. But honestly, whatever, I was told from 15 on that I wasn't able to even have kids because I had polycystic ovarian syndrome, and it started during like my pubescent age, and I ended up having to have a hysterectomy at 28 years old because I had so many issues. I'm like, my uterus prolapsed, I had endometriosis, it was horrible, and I was constantly in pain all the time, and they finally decided to do more for it, and they got rid of it. They did leave my ovaries in those, so I would at least not go into menopause. But Lily, she was not planned by me personally, but I know, and I know this, God planned it, because he knew that I wanted to be able to have children one day, and he granted me that miracle. Because I'm gonna tell you this, and this is the honest to God truth. My daughter was born on December 22nd, 3 days before Christmas. She came home on the 24th, which was Christmas Eve. But my dad's mom passed away when I was 5 years old. My dad passed away when Lily was 5 years old. So coincidence? I think not. But my dad's mom was born on December 22nd. And she's named after my mom's mom. I don't know how much more you can get that God doesn't, God's not going, time to pay attention, than that. And it was crazy because I was like just going on my 9th month of pregnancy, and I was bigger than a house. I couldn't even get myself off the couch without my dad helping me. And he saw how miserable I was, and he goes, let's get out of the house or whatever. And it was December 14th, which was actually my original due date. And I sat down, whatever, we went, he took me to some midnight bingo game over here, not far from us here, whatever, and I happened to, that night, I bingoed on I-22, and I won like $35 or something like that, and my dad goes, huh, and he goes, well, the 22nd is my mom's birthday, and he goes, I wonder if Lily's going to be born on my mom's birthday, and he goes, wouldn't that be cool? And sure enough, I'm like overdue, whatever. And the 21st comes around, and my doctor says, well, we're gonna induce you. You need to come in at 9 o'clock at night on the 21st. And I said, okay. I go in, whatever, and sure enough, she doesn't come till 4:33 in the afternoon on the 22nd. And I named her Liliana Rose. And Liliana was a name that my kindergarten teacher, I bumped into my kindergarten teacher, and I was giving her the options of the names that I had picked out, and I had Lillian, and I had like Lilith and things like that, whatever. And she goes, well, what about Liliana? She goes, I haven't heard that before. And she goes, I knew one girl that had that name, whatever, and that's a name that you don't hear very often. And I literally that day, from that day on, I was like, yep, that's it. That's exactly what it is. Hey, Karen, how are you? What part of Michigan are you from, hon? Hi, Pink Kisses. Hi, Joy. Let me see. Saw a couple people scrolling through real quick, and I was talking, so I was like trying to see them as they go. But yeah, I got when she was Battle Creek. I was gonna say I'm in like Muskegon County area. Oh, okay, Lenny, have a good one. I hope you have a good Thanksgiving if I don't talk to you before then. And she oh God, what was I saying? Yeah, when she induced me, I had her on the 22nd. And she was named after my mom's mom. My mom's name was Rose, or Rosemary. And my dad's mom's name was Reva June. And what's really crazy is she was born on my dad's mom's birthday and named after my mom's mom. And guess what month I was born in? June. I don't know how many more coincidences in life people can get before they realize that somebody's intervening on their behalf. I don't. And that's why, I hate it when people say that they don't believe in God and it's all science. Because I've worked on and off in the medical field for a long time. And to be honest with you, I can say this with absolute certainty that science only goes so far and then comes God. My birthday is June 4th. And, my, Rosie. Yeah, see, I called her, we called her Grandma Rosie too. So that's what I called her, is Grandma Rosie. And, everybody called her Rosie. And then I called my grandpa, I called him Judja, because it's Polish for grandpa. And everybody always called him his nickname, which was Baldy. Oh my God, Paul, yours is the first. Boston J, you're the second. I'm the first. Hey, we all need to get together next year, dude. We need to find a meeting place or something and get together and just celebrate our birthdays up. Let's just do that. I'm in Michigan. I know Boston J is obviously from Boston, so I'm like, he's not too far from me. It's only about 4 or 5 hours. As I say, I was like, we can meet halfway. Paul, where are you at? Which state do you live in? Florida? Oh, you're in Florida, really? Then why is your name Boston J? That makes no sense. I know, right? Don't you know that Geminis are the life of the party? We're either your best friend or your worst enemy. It's your choice. Oh, okay, you grew up in Boston and then moved to Florida. Well, you know what? If you're already in Florida then, if you got an extra guest bedroom, I can come down and just stay. Because I want to go investigate Florida. So, I've been seriously just wanting to be able to find a place where I can crash because I can't afford a whole lot. I can get gas money to get down there. I know I can. I can do that. And I'm like, I can get down there and I can videotape and do all my stuff and have fun and whatever and be able to meet all of you guys and have a great time. Now I'm like, we'll live it up. Maybe we should shoot for that. Next year for our birthdays, whatever. Wish I did. Yeah, I'm just glad that Boston Jay's feeling better and he's out of the hospital. We were really worried about you, brother. Your grandmother passed on your birthday. Her funeral on my aunt's birthday. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, see, it's like people forget to look at those little coincidences that happen, and it's like they don't put 2 and 2 together enough. They think that everything's individual and that it didn't happen for a reason. They don't connect the dots. And it's like when you start connecting the dots, you start realizing that you've had all these little mini blessings throughout your whole life that you never realized were adding up into one big one. And I'm like, in all honesty, whatever, there's times where, seriously, I bumped into a friend of mine I hadn't seen in a very long time last night. And I've known him since the summer before 7th grade. That's how long I've known him. Grew up with him. He was one of my best pals. Best buddies, whatever. I even had a crush on him later on because I thought he was the cutest thing ever. And I bumped into him last night, and I was talking to him and stuff, and I couldn't remember his mom's name. I couldn't even remember his sister's name. I'm like, I don't know why, but I'm like, I couldn't remember these things, whatever. And I'm like, I swear to God, I feel like, I even told him, I said, ever since I've had Lily, I swear to God, I don't remember anything before having her. Like, it's almost like my life didn't begin till the till I had her. That's what I remember. And I'm like, it's because that whole time, it's almost like that whole time I was selfish. And it's like, and I didn't realize how selfish I really was until I had a child, you know, and it was like until I had her and had to become a lot less, you know, like selfless, and had to become more of a servant instead of a, you know, it's just, it's so different. But I wouldn't change it. I'm like, I wouldn't change it. And I'm like, and I, you know, and to be honest with you, even though her dad passed away, last year, and me and him did not stay together, and we didn't have a relationship, and, you know, and stuff, but I never once ever told him that he couldn't have a relationship with Lily. Like, I had full custody of her, but I never once went down there and said, no, he can't visit his kid. Never once. Not once did I ever do anything that. I always told him, I'm like, the door's open whenever you want to. I said, the only stipulation is you have to be sober. Plain and simple. Lou! Hi, Louie. My ooey Louie gooey. Mwah, I'm so glad you're here. I love you, brother. I lost my mom unexpectedly. Oh, I'm sorry, Karen. Yeah, I hit 300, Lou. 301. So I came live to celebrate. Celebrate good times. Come on. Yeah, I got my shirt on. I got my sweater, and it says Problems 99 on it. So I'm like, I always tell people, I'm like, I got 99 problems, but you ain't one. No, it's just funny. But yeah, I don't know that my life, I don't even remember what my life really was before I had her. So I'm like, it's almost like, I even jokingly told my friend last night, I was like, honey, I said, I still have pregnancy brain. I don't remember shit before I had her. I'm like, everything's a blur. Seems, great uncle died, then my grandma died. I know, that's why I did it, Lou. I thought you'd get a kick out of that. I got to see your side-by-side picture or whatever of you and Gary in that same outfit or whatever, and that was funny. Oh shit. Kyle, when he posted that, like, if you remove the R in Gary, I was like, seriously, as soon as I read that, I was laughing my butt off. I'm like, I about peed my pants laughing, so I was like, that's something I would have said. But yeah, I'm like, I just remember you doing your little celebrate good times, come on. Ooh. Thank you, James. Thanks, Lou. Hey, I'm glad you're finally awake at, like, 1:30 in the afternoon for once, so you can actually, like, see me once in a while and talk to me, brother. Thank you, Vera. Oh, I'm sorry. All of a sudden, I feel like I got something on my face, like a piece of my hair just started tickling my nose. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm planning on, since today is Keith's birthday, I'm gonna keep the EVPs and stuff separate for a night. Plus, I just did an EVP session the other night, and unless you do them, I mean, Lou will even tell you this, he'll even confirm it, people that do EVP sessions or that have abilities like this, it does drain you. It's honestly, it's probably why the next morning when I got done with all that and I woke up like I was still so tired and I started not feeling very well, it's because it does take a toll on you. And I don't care what anybody says. Like, I don't care. I mean, you can believe me or not. You know what I mean? I'm like, whatever. I'm like, if you don't believe me, that's fine. But I'm telling you, it almost feels like you get like a fog and like you don't, like, it's almost like a hangover, but without drinking. It's almost like how you feel. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like you feel like you're hungover, but you didn't drink. Lou, does that make sense to you? Do you feel that way? Like sometimes after doing like EVP sessions, like after you like try to lay down or go to sleep, whatever, like it almost feels like you kind of partied all night long or something, and you woke up and you're like drained and like feels like you're kind of hungover. And it's like that's exactly what it feels like. It feels like instead of me going out and drinking, it was like I did an EVP session. And I'm like, there are times though when that doesn't do that. Like if, you know, I mean, I guess if it's just like your everyday normal EVP session, whatever, and you close off, you disconnect, whatever, I don't have that. But last night, her son came through loud and clear. And it was like, my energy was getting used, and I had to tell him, like, nope, back off. You can't use my energy. But still, because he did before I had a chance to tell him to back off, it was almost like just that amount was enough to, like, whoa, you know, like, this is crazy. And it's like, I don't mind helping or whatever, but I'm like, you know, I have to have, like, a couple of days in between doing those things, because it's almost like when you go out and party and drink or whatever for like New Year's or whatever, and I mean, and you get trashed and lit and you have a great old time, whatever, and the next day you wake up, like you're drinking your coffee, trying to wake up, whatever it is, and you're having that day or whatever where you're just kind of like in your sweatpants and you're hungover, and then it's like even by the next day, like it's like, you know, Saturday all day you're in your sweatpants or whatever, and then Sunday you still wake up and you still don't feel like shit, like you don't want to do anything. It's like, that's what it is. Like, it's almost like you have, like, a hangover for, like, a day and a half after doing this. And then it's like, and then you're going to try to throw yourself right into it again. And it's like, nope, you have to give yourself time to mellow back out. You have to get yourself grounded again. And it's exactly what it is. It's about balance. And it's absolutely true. And, yep. Yeah, Lou, I was trying to tell you that. Did you get a chance to check out my cemetery video yet? Because I swear to you on my life, I didn't hear those EVPs the first night when I came home, because I did listen to them. I came home, I started trying to make the video, whatever, and then remember I told you my frickin' computer crashed or whatever, and I didn't have anything? Well, I didn't hear that part or whatever. Well, after I got... because I had a little bit of a pissed off moment because my computer crashed, and then like literally all that 2 hours worth of work I did literally went down the drain. Well, I go back and re-listen to it finally, it was like Saturday night, because I got busy all day Friday and I didn't have enough time, so I went back Saturday. I swear to you on my life, I thought at first it said who and then call again. And then I listened again and again for a few minutes, whatever, and then I finally started hearing the and it was Lou. Call him. And I was like, so if I would have got that EVP on Thursday, I would have called you before you went into the hospital that Saturday night. So, I mean, that's crazy. I was like, so it was almost like, because me and you had that conversation, like, when we're feeling those panicky things, whatever, me and you feed on that for some reason with each other. It's almost like, we're, connected. That's the word I'm trying to think. Like, it's almost like we're synced together in this. And I don't know why, but I'm like, I don't know, like, I knew that night that you went live, like, I felt that. Like, I was like, when you accidentally went live with your foot, like, I was panicking, and I even told you I had that massive panic attack or whatever right before you did all that, and I was blowing up and crying and couldn't breathe and the whole 9 yards, whatever, and then all of a sudden you accidentally go live an hour after I get done finally calming down from that weird panic attack, and then just, it was crazy. And I'm like, I swear to God, I was feeding on you. Whatever's going on with you, I felt it. But yeah, I get that way sometimes, and I was like, I knew yesterday too at like, about 4:30, I text my mom, and I told her, okay, hen kid, take care, honey. Hey, Joe. But yeah, I knew something was up. That's why I texted her, and because I hadn't heard from her all day the day before. And I usually hear from my mom at least once a day or something. You know, even if it's at like 7 o'clock at night, she'll just text me and say, oh, hi, how's it going, whatever. Hey, buddy, what's up? And she didn't get a hold of me. Well, I messaged her at 4:30 or whatever because I kind of had this feeling like, you know, I overslept a little bit yesterday and I wasn't feeling very great, but I got this feeling like I needed to call her. And she tells me that her legs are swollen, and she never messaged me at all. She never said anything to me about being in pain or having any of this, whatever, until I messaged her, and then I start getting worried about her, whatever, so I start, like, getting dressed and booking it, and I drove over to her house, and I got there, whatever, and she was, you know, starting to walk a little bit and feeling a little better, and, she had me go to the grocery store so she wouldn't have to try to lug all that stuff, which I don't blame her. And I was fine with that, but I was like, she kind of gave me a scare because I'm like, I had talked to my dad for 2 hours the night before he passed away on the phone. And my dad wasn't like a big talker. I mean, he could conversate and stuff, but he wasn't a big talker on the phone. And I knew he wasn't feeling very well. And I kept asking him, Dad, I'll come get you. Let me take you to the hospital. Let's go get you checked out. If you're not feeling good, I'd rather you be safe than sorry. And he kept telling me no, and it's just a cold, and no big deal, and blah, blah, blah. I love you, Louie. I am going to be doing EVPs tomorrow. I told Emily that I would do a EVP session with her. And because my laptop's not here right now, I can't do the videotape portion of it like on my digital camera. So I'm just going to do it as a live stream for tomorrow. But I will do a private EVP session with people. I was almost thinking about I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. Because I am thinking about changing my name on my channel to Jamie Ray's Paranormal Wonders. That way it's a unique name. It still has my name in it. But that way, because there's other... Shoot. Sorry. There's other Jamie Rays that are on YouTube. And so, like, when people go, oh, well, what's your name? And I tell them that, and then they go, and there's 15 of them. They don't know what I look like. They don't know anything. So then they ask me, well, what's your name? And then I have to give them my last name in order for them to find me. And now that the channel is starting to big a little bit and, you know, starting to kind of move up and stuff, whatever, I'd rather not have to use my last name in it. So I'm thinking about changing the name to... I thought about doing Jamie's Paranormal Wonders and Life Vlogs, but I think that's a little too long. So it may just be Jamie Ray's Paranormal Wonders and then keeping it that. But that's my idea for now. And I think that's what I'm going to do. But I think what I want to do is start doing like a private EVP session, almost like what, because I think, thank you. Patty and Marie started that where they would do like private EVP sessions to be able to get to know their fams. And that was great. And after they got too big though, whatever, like they started getting too big and stuff, whatever, it was almost like they didn't have enough time to do that anymore. And like I've kind of noticed too that like she hasn't been doing EVPs anymore. She's been doing like the tarot cards and the talking to angel cards and so whatever. Oh, absolutely. And I want to be able to kind of do some of that and kind of go back to the basics of what we had and see how that kind of works. But I do, if my name changes though, just like how when James had his channel, or when he had his name all messed with or whatever from those stupid trolls or whatever, I still knew what his screen name was because he was a moderator on my account. And so because of that, I still knew who he was. And just because you change your name doesn't mean it doesn't change your moderatorship or anything like that. It doesn't change any of that. Like, it just changes your name. So it still shows up as who you are. So like if you see me on like Marie's live stream or whoever's, it'll say, you know, Jamie's Paranormal Wonders or Jamie Ray's Paranormal Wonders, whatever it is. So you'll still see that as the moderator with the wrench. So I'm thinking about doing that because the channel is just getting a little bigger, and I just don't, unfortunately, it's not that I mean, I want to trust people, but I have a daughter to think about, and, you know, this is a small town, and the last thing I want to do is have somebody find out my last name and my address and start sending pizzas to my house and start stalking me and driving past my house with a spotlight because I own a 22 and I ain't afraid to use it. So you show up on my property, we're gonna have problems. So I'm like, I got a kid to protect, dude. I'm a bulldog. I'm like, I'm the sweetest person you'll ever meet, but don't mess with my kid. I'll eat you alive and I'll spit you out and I won't care one bit. Don't mess with my kid. But it's like, that's just how I feel. So I know exactly how Patty felt when she's going through that. You know, protecting her grandkids and her family. You're a bulldog. And when people hide behind a screen name, I look at them as just little keyboard terrorists or whatever that have no life, and they're scum. And it's like they're no worse than a bully in your high school. They're willing to beat you up. They're willing to put you down to make themselves feel better, but inside they're the piece of shit, and they're sick of themselves. And misery loves company. And misery will drag you down. They will take you down with them. They don't care how they do it. And as long as you know how to rise up and fight for yourself, bullies aren't going to mess with you anymore because you can fight for yourself. Yep. James, and that's true. And you know, the thing is, though, is that I think we're all willing to do what we have to do to protect ourselves, too, because even as mods, like, we're sort of the gatekeepers that help our channels, our fam's channels, and our own channels, and whatever. We're the gatekeepers to that. So it's like, if our name, if our dignity, if our reputation is taken and then used against us to be used against them, that makes us look bad. You know what I mean? So it's almost like, because they can't tell the difference if they've never met us. It's like, if they've never seen us outside of a screen name, they're not going to care who we are. And I'm like, I made a channel. And I'm like, I even told Patty, I was like, here's the link to my channel. And I'm like, here's who I mod for. You know what I mean? And I even told her, I was like, I mod for Lou Brock. I mod for Boomer. I still mod for your niece Angie. I still mod for your sister Marie. And I was like, I told her, I was like, just ask. And as soon as she found out that I was still modding for half her family and these fams that we love, whatever, she was like, immediately, whatever, she restored my wrench. And unfortunately, though, my name got deleted or blocked or something a while back ago during her live stream from somebody. And then they tried to find me or whatever in that, like, history of block stuff or whatever. And it was nowhere to be found. So now only on Patty's live stream do I have to be under my daughter's account. So she made me a moderator under my daughter's account so I could still moderate, because she realized that somebody screwed up somewhere and then YouTube glitched or something and then literally just wiped my name out of her live stream. Yes, that is true, Vera. My daughter's 19 years old. I stand up for her to anyone. Yep, absolutely. Feel bad because they don't feel good about themselves. That's very true. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And you know, I'm like these boys that are doing it. The reason why I call them boys is because they're little boys in men's clothing pretending to be a man. You know what I mean? They think they're all big and bad because they can hide behind a screen name and then change their accounts around to make themselves look better, and it's bullshit. I'm like, all it is a facade. It's a mask. I'm like, once you take off your mask, you're still an ugly piece of shit troll, so you might as well get over yourself. But Like I said, though, I'm not perfect. But I still, my biggest thing is that I pride myself on having my dignity, you know what I mean, or having my reputation. Like, my word is my bond. When I say something to somebody or whatever, like, I want them to be able to take it to the bank and cash it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like literally like you can walk into that bank and cash what I said. Because it's almost like unless I'm sick or my kid's sick or I'm hurting so bad I can't do anything or something had to happen in order for me not be able to follow through with what I said, it'd basically be the only thing. Other than that, it's like I'd have to be sick or dying or hurt or my kid be sick, something. God dang it, what's going on? My TV's going nuts. Hold on. Okay. But yeah, it's just, it was my TV. My TV, I had something paused, and then the yep, they are blocking people just to do it. Yep, they'll block you because they think that all of a sudden because they have a wrench that they got all this power. And see, I've made it clear, whatever, that if somebody's using emojis, you remove it. You know what I mean? You just remove it if they're covering up the screen too much or whatever. If you ask them more than 3 times to stop and they keep doing it, then you time them out. But I'm like, but you don't ever report or block somebody or whatever unless they're absolutely disgusting. It was like, if they're calling somebody some vulgar name or talking like, disgusting or whatever it is, and they're doing it on purpose, like not as a joke. It's like then they get blocked. But it's like, or if they try to use James's account in front of me and think I don't know, they're fooling themselves because I know. Yeah. One of my favorite sayings in this whole world was, don't write a check with your mouth you can't cash with your ass. Yep. It's like, if somebody's like, the woman that Patty doesn't like talking about anymore, that was her friend at one point, whatever, but is now a POS. I remember somebody coming in and talking about her being like well-fed and like darky and calling her all these like racist names and stuff, whatever, and like right away I deleted them. I was like, done. And I was like, because I don't stand for racism. I'm sorry, but we all bleed the same color. And I don't care if you're black, white, purple, or orange. If you treat me with respect, I'm going to treat you with respect. So, that's just how I feel. Like, if you're respectful to me, I'm going to be respectful to you. And I'm like, it doesn't matter if you were born with white skin or purple. As long as you're a person and you're being a decent person, I'm going to treat you the same way. But I'm like, I just can't stand people that do that just because. Just because they want to harm people. Just because they want to be jerks. I'm like, that's not who I am. RESPECT. Find out what it means to me. There you go. That's my little karaoke moment. Oh, of course. Yep, these jerks come in or whatever, and some guy, I remember one night, I think James is the one that deleted him or something too, whatever, he comes in and he starts saying something like, oh, you look well fed or whatever, and blah, 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 whatever, and my response to him was, absolutely I look well fed. You know why? I said, it's because I take care of my family. I got dishes in the sink because I cook meals for them, and I'm like, I sure as shit gonna eat them because I only have one life. And I'm like, just because I have a hormonal condition, I have some medical issues, doesn't mean you got the right to judge. You don't know what shoes I walked in. You don't know what I've been through. So, don't judge somebody just because you think you can. So, I'm like, but of course, I'm well fed with love. I got the love of my fam. I got my immediate family. I got my daughter. I don't have anything to complain about. Then they're the president trolls to Jamie. Yep. I'm like, I don't know. I'm well fed and loved, that's for sure. Yeah, Karen, I only have Facebook and Instagram, and my Facebook is the same as my name, so it's Jamie Ray. The only thing I could say is that when I was thinking about changing my YouTube name, I'm also thinking about making a separate account for my channel, because I have my personal stuff, you know, like my personal family life and stuff, some of that, like photos, things like that, whatever, of like my child and stuff. And you know, for the most part, the people that I talk to right now that I have, absolutely wonderful people. I don't mind them being on my personal, you know, Facebook, whatever, because I don't see them as being harmful. You know what I mean? But I'm like, but if I do decide to do like a second Facebook page and have it be for just my channel, then I would probably have people sign there instead of being on my personal channel. But I just think that for safety for like my daughter, that I would feel more comfortable having like a Facebook that was for my stuff for YouTube. Just because sometimes they ask me questions or they tell me things. Hey, Chasing Bones, nice to see you, hon. Sometimes they tell me things about their personal life and things that have happened to them, or death that's happened to them, things like that. And it's not something that a 10-year-old really needs to hear the details of. And she's a very, very smart girl. She's very, very capable of understanding everything. And I just don't feel that she needs to grow up that quick. You know, she doesn't need to be a grown-up that quick. And I'm going to protect her with everything I have, even if that means having to have like a second Facebook to keep some of my personal life private and stuff, because when you're an adult, your kid doesn't need to know everything. You're getting bigger on YouTube, safer for you and your family. Absolutely, yeah. See, I have, when I change my YouTube name, I think I'm going to try to figure out a way to, open up a secondary Facebook and have that, like, with my channel name on it. So then that way, if people subscribe to me and they want to talk to me, kind of like what, Patty did. She's got her own personal page, and then she made the G-Team fam page. So then that way she can still talk to her fams, answer questions, whatever, but then she's got her personal page that's for her personal family members. So I'm almost thinking about completely setting my personal page to private and then making like a public one for my, well, I have it set for like friends only, like friends of friends or something like that. But I'm just thinking about the future, and I think it may be better for me to have like a second. Oh, thank you, Diana. It's nice to see you, honey. I hope you have a wonderful day, okay? You take care. But yeah, just thinking about it, and I'm considering it, and I don't think it's going to take a whole lot of effort for me to be able to make like a, I guess, almost like my own fam page on Facebook. I'll have to figure out what that means exactly. Like is there like a setting or something on Facebook where you can turn it into like a group page or something? Is that what it is? Like a fan page or something like that, like where it's like my old account back and running, the only for my family and close friends and personal Facebook. And I did create another Facebook account, OnlyFans, as well. Okay. Then I think maybe what I'll look into that. I'll look into that and see if I can figure that out, whatever, to set it up for like my channel. So then that way you guys can all talk to me about like the personal stuff, like questions that you have, or like EVPs, things like that, or whatever, and then I can try to keep my, you know, my personal life separate from that, or whatever. So, like, if I talk to my mom about something, I'm not mixing that in with other stuff or whatever. But, like, my messenger, like, I literally have to turn my notifications down at night because my messenger goes off, like, all night long. And I mean, all I hear is all night long. So I'm like, I have to turn it off because it's like people will go live from YouTube, so I get the notification for that. People will message me because they live in a different country, and because of that, they don't realize that it's 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning here, and it's 9 a.m. in their country, and so it's like, so they're going live and doing whatever they want. So, you know, all night long. So I turn it off. Thank you, Chasing Bones. I appreciate it, honey. I know I'm getting a little too chit-chatty, but I am thinking about getting off here, guys, because I think I need to, like, take a nap for, like, an hour. But I wanted to come on here and just say thank you guys so much for being supportive. And I, you know, hope to be able to be as supportive to you guys as you are me, and I appreciate the fact that you guys show up to the live streams and you're here. I appreciate that I get to talk to you and have conversations with you in other people's live streams. I'm more than willing to talk to you. If you decide to, Karen, I don't mind if you try to add me on Messenger right now, like Facebook Messenger. If you have that, I don't mind that, because I can approve that right now, whatever, until I get the page figured out for, like, the channel. But yeah, I'm like, you guys are more than willing. I'm like, if you guys see Jamie Ray or whatever on the, you just go, you click on your Messenger, and in the search engine part up there on the top, you just type in Jamie Ray, and you should see, most likely you'll see my picture in the face, in that, like, profile picture up there, whatever. I believe you will, and usually, if you do, you'll see, like, the Jamie Ray, and, like, if you look, it'll say, like, friends with so-and-so, and, like, if you see a lot of the people that are in here right now during this chat, a lot of their names are attached to that. Like, they'll say, you know, I'm friends with, like, Emily Cruikshanks, I'm friends with James Sharp, I'm friends with Marie Duffy. So, like, you'll see that or whatever, so you'll know that one's me, and go from there. But I live in Michigan, if that helps, so then that way if you type it in and you have to type in Michigan, it'll bring me up too, something like that. But yeah, if you do that and you add on, just kind of ask for me to add you on Messenger, then I'll click on that, and then that way you can conversate with me that way until I get the channel thing figured out. Oh, it's okay, James. I'm about to get off here anyway, honey. If you got stuff to do, you got stuff to do, babe. Go do it. You know I love you. You're welcome, Karen. Yeah, 'cause I seen your messages. Oh, I'm sorry, Marie. Yeah, I have to turn my phone down at night. I use my phone for an alarm clock, though, so I can't turn it off all the way, but I turn the notifications off because I can't listen to it go off all night. But, yeah, it's very nice talking to you guys, too. Thank you, Karen, for coming in. If you haven't subbed yet, go ahead and hit the sub button on your way out, the like button. At least that, if you do the sub and then you hit the bell, you'll get the notifications for when I go live or when I submit videos and stuff. That's the other thing, is because I had to do the roundabout way of getting my Haunted Cemetery video up. I had to go another way, so a lot of people did not get my notification for that, and it was because I couldn't upload it directly from Windows Live for some reason, because my computer was acting up. So, but I'm trying to get it fixed. Let me see. Love you too, Emily. Is that Save Your Daughter is on YouTube? Yeah, my daughter has a YouTube channel as well. I'm a moderator on it, and she's got limited, like, she's got, like 60 subs on there or whatever, but I limit her I limit her, like, who she can accept. Like, it's like I monitor that, because with her channel, whatever, like, with me being an adult, I can handle things because I'm an adult, whatever. Her being a kid, I don't want some troll going in there and treating her like crap. So I'm a moderator on her channel, and so if she ever does like a live stream for her slime videos, or she does like a live stream just to chit chat or something, I'm right there moderating it and making sure that these dumb people do not come into her chat, because she's an 11-year-old, and I monitor stuff too, because she'll try to put music on and stuff, and you know, whatever, and so I gotta make sure she doesn't do that for copyright. And the, like, information, because sometimes 11-year-olds, she's almost 11, don't realize that they're saying too much and they need to shut up. So I'm like, I tell her that she's not allowed to give out her last name, where she lives. She can say the state of Michigan. She doesn't need to say the city. You know, she can give some brief personal stuff, but not a lot, because I don't trust people enough. I'm very cautious about the people I allow around her. So it's just how I am. But yeah, my daughter's channel is Liliana Rose. It's LILYANAROSE, and she just does like little slime making videos, and she's just really cute. I love her. I let her do it because it's fun. It's something for her to do. Keeps her occupied, you know, and she likes to do it. But I definitely tell her that I'd rather her make a video with the slime than to do like the live streams, because the live streams are where people actually communicate with you about things and they try to interact with you, which is all well and good, but if you don't know who it is that you're interacting with, that does scare me a little bit, because they're seeing you more and stuff. So I'm definitely there moderating as soon as she goes live. So, but yeah, I just want thank you again all so much for helping me get to 300 subs. I'm doing my best to try to get to 1,000 by January 1st. I know I look like a hot mess right now. I need to take a shower and wash my hair again, because my hair is going crazy. Yeah, I got some. Problem is that I can't use conditioner in my hair every day, otherwise it makes it really like oily. And so I'm like, so I have to be careful with the conditioner and stuff. So, but yeah, I look like a hot mess right now. I'm tired. But I just try to watch out for her, because I want her to be able to have fun, but there needs to be limits, you know, because it's like, kids don't realize that when they're being kids that they're opening themselves up to scary stuff, and they're so trusting, and they don't think anything's going to happen and that everything's going to be fine until something happens, and then all of a sudden they're like, I didn't mean to, you know. And so I'm still leery about her channel, you know. Yeah, and there's definitely some creepers, and I'm very aware that Michigan is the second leading state for human trafficking, so that's a big scary thing for me, is knowing that they could see her on this channel, whatever, and see what she looks like, and then find out that she lives in, you know, Michigan, or find out that she lives somewhere, and then all of a sudden, boom. And that's scary to me too. And I have her phone set up with a GPS thing. It's a tracker, and I keep it turned on all the time, and she has her phone with her in her backpack every day. I don't know, I try to keep it as cautious as I can with her, but, you know, yep. Hey, Ash, nice to see you, hon. Yeah, you're just getting in here as I'm about to head out, though. I have to get my daughter's backpack for her grandparents' house and stuff, so, But I wanted to come on here. I know I keep getting off track, whatever, but thank you for being supportive, and thank you for helping me get to 300 subs. It's amazing. I really, honestly, like about a little over a month ago, I went on Boomer's live stream, and he told me, oh, you gotta have 100 subs. You gotta have 100 subs in order to go live. So I started talking to people and, asking them if I could put my channel in when I moderated for them, and asked them to help me get to 100. And they did it, and then they changed the rules again, and now you need like 50 instead of 100. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I did all that for fun. And then it just sort of happened, and then as it came on, there's more and more. And it just sort of like, it grew. So within a month and a half, I went from having 38 subs to 300. So, sky's the limit. So, but I'm just lucky to have people that they go on these live streams, they see our friends and fam, and they're supportive, and they care. And I'm like, and that's awesome. A lot of us have lost. A lot of us believe in the paranormal. A lot of us love the paranormal. A lot of us are happy, like we started going to, these live streams and these videos because we love the paranormal, all that stuff. But we also found out that we all had something in common because we all have lost somebody close to us. We've all experienced something at one point, and in our own ways, we're all grieving. And I truly believe that we were all meant to meet for a reason, and that there's never a coincidence with that. Like, we're all meant to meet for a reason. So, we're all meant to come into each other's life somehow. So, that's what I'm saying. But, I love you all. Thank you, Emily and James, for coming. I want to give you guys your little shout-outs here, too, so you guys have them. Paul, thanks for coming, hon. Kyoko, Ash, Emily Cruikshanks, because I can say your last name even though other people can't. Karen Hansen, Joy Wheeler, Vera Skovstolce. I don't know if I said that right, but I think that's right. Skovstolce. I hope that's right. Let's see, Karen, James Sharp, Marie Duffy, Elizabeth Tripp, Chasing Bones, Elizabeth, let me see, Diane Leffler, Marie Duffy, going all the way back, Princess Kaya, and see, you know when you have some true fams, when you're, you go live. Lou Rock, thanks for coming in, hun, stopping by. But yeah, what's really crazy is that, the true fams that stay even when you're not doing spirit box sessions. Like, some people will come in just because they think you're going to do a spirit box session. And that's what they're intrigued by, and that's what they want to do because they want to be able to talk to their loved ones, which is fine. But I'm like, the ones that stay because they want to talk to you. And then that there's the ones that stay only because they're hoping that you're going to do EVPs. So, it's like you kind of know. You know what I mean? How do you do what? You too, enjoy them babies. Make sure that you sent. Thanks. Oh, you're welcome, Marie. I know, Karen, yeah, I know, they're amazing. Oh yeah, James, you're always there. You're always here. A lot of Karens with the same name. Do you only have? Just want to make sure. See your hair. Saya shampoo for dry, devitalize hair, and argan oil. It's an argan serum. Very good. Try it. Okay, I'll look into that. Yeah, I got I have like a Moroccan oil, argan oil thing that I use after while my hair is still wet. and I put it in like the underneath of the hair to help smooth it out, whatever. But I'm like, I have to be careful with what I use because we have well water out here, so it really messes with our hair. But I have a water softener system, and the salt pellets that you have to put in the water softener system, it lightens up the water, but it messes with my hair. Yeah, James, are you making fun of me because I can't say spirit session? I can't talk right now. My tongue's getting in the way of my words. But you guys all have a blessed day. And thanks for coming in. Oh yeah, everybody sub James Sharp up. He's at 95 subs. We need to get him to 100. If you haven't subbed to James Sharp, sub him up. He needs to get to 100. Oh, you're helping me out. I'm already at 300. I still have 95 right now. I'm getting close to 100. Well, you need to get 5 more to get 100, so let's do it. We'll get him up there. Who knows? Just click on his picture, Joy, and click on his picture and hit go to channel, and then you can see whether or not you subscribe to him. But, well, I hope you all have a very blessed day. So, mwah. Have a great day, and thank you again for everything. You take care and stay blessed, okay? Bye, guys and girls.